Greetings, everyone, and Habari Gani. What's happening? Nia, purpose. Thanks for joining me today on this fifth day of Kwanzaa, the day that we celebrate the Nguzi Saba principle of Nia, purpose. So, when you're greeted today with Habari Gani, what's happening? You're going to reply, Nia, purpose. Habari Gani. Nia. Habari Gani. Nia. Habari Gani. Nia. Mm-hmm. So, how do you celebrate Nia? Well, on this day, we ask that you take a moment, sit down, and set a personal goal to do something that's beneficial for your community, something that's beneficial that will help enhance the greatness of our people. Now, you might say, that sounds like a whole lot of stuff, but it's not really. It can be very simple. If you sit down and you start to think about what can I do to make my community better? And you think, well, you know what? I see people litter. They walk down the street in my community, and sometimes people like throw McDonald wrappers and candy wrappers and stuff on the street, and it makes our community look untidy. So, my goal, my NIA goal for my community is going to be to help keep my community beautiful. So, first, I'll make sure that I'm not the one that's dropping the litter. Number two, I'll take action if I see litter is in my community. And that might be as simple as just picking it up and throwing it away. Or if it's a lot of litter, act as the leader in your group and get your friends together and say, hey, let's clean up our block. There's a lot of litter on the ground. It'll only take a little while. That's living in Nia. So, to help you better understand what Nia looks like, I'm going to tell you an African story about Nia. And the name of the story is The Name of the Tree. Nia, purpose. Once there was a terrible drought in the land of the animals. A kindly king came over the mountain and planted a special tree. He told the animals that his tree would bear fruit all year round in any weather. All they had to do to get the fruit to grow was to speak the name of the tree. He said, the name of the tree is Owun Galama. The animals thanked the kind old king, and he returned to his own land, which was far over the mountains. The animals then sounded the great drum to call everyone from miles around. When they were all gathered at the tree, the lion asked Anansi the spider to speak the name of the tree. Uh-uh. I thought you were going to remember the name of the tree, said Anansi. Ah, I don't remember the name, said the lion. Someone must know. They asked everyone who had been there when the old king planted the tree, but no one could remember the name of the tree. So they decided to send someone to ask the king for the name. They were all so very hungry, so they decided to send someone fast. They sent the hare. The hare ran as fast as he could through the villages, across the river, through the bush, over the mountain, and straight to the court of the kindly old king. The king told him, "The name of the tree is Owungalima." The hare ran back, repeating the name to himself as he went along. But on the way home, he stopped at the river to rest and take a drink. The water was so nice and cool. It felt good after all that running. So the hare splashed around for a while to cool himself off, and then he got out of the water and started back to the tree. When he got back, the animals all cheered. "Now we can eat the fruit," they shouted. So Hare went up to the tree to speak the name. "Oh, Magamumu." Nothing happened. Um, "Oh, Bapadupa." Again, nothing happened on the tree. "No, Muga Muga." Nothing. Try as he might, the hare could not remember the name. "We must send someone else," the lion said at last. So the springbok was sent. She ran all the way to the king over the mountain and tried to keep the name in her head all the way home. But coming through the forest, she tripped over a root and bumped her head. The name was lost again. Next, they sent Leopard. But on the way back, he started chasing a monkey who was teasing him. He forgot the name as well. Many others tried and failed until finally the tortoise asked if she could go. Most of the animals laughed because the tortoise is so slow. "Give her a chance," Anansi said. "She may succeed where the rest of us have failed." So the tortoise went to her mother and asked, "Mother, what do you do if you must remember something very important?" Her mother told her to keep repeating the name no matter what happens. So the tortoise set out on her journey. When she reached the king over the mountain, he said, "The name of the tree is Owungalema." So Tortoise kept repeating it over and over again all the way home. When the monkeys teased her in the forest, she only said, "Owungalema." When she passed by the river and the sound of the water made her thirsty, she looked at the water and said, "Owungalema." And when she got near her house and her children came running to her, she only said, "Owungalema." Finally, the tortoise came to the tree. All the other animals were anxiously waiting. The lion spoke. "Tortoise, please speak the name of the tree." So Tortoise stood in front of the tree and she said, "Owungalema." And the tree bore fruit, bountiful fruit, so much fruit that it fell on the ground, and it was much fruit on the ground. And the animals, they were so happy because at last they were able to eat the fruit. Everyone was grateful to the tortoise, who had kept to her purpose where everyone else had failed. Nia, purpose. Harambe! 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 Nia, purpose. Aha.